Hello my friends, it's time for a very special treat today. We're going to do a double header. We're having some happy bread treat, candy on a stick, and we're having some, I'm even more excited about these Korean apple bread treats. So it's going to be bready today. Now, for a quick story, I lived in Hartford, Connecticut for 4 months, and I thought, yeah, I'll just move to Hartford. It's a big, bustling city. I won't need a car. I'll move on the train. But that really was not the case. I had to walk everywhere. I had to take the bus everywhere. So there were two different markets that I would frequent. One was like a Hispanic grocery that I had to walk about 4 or 5 blocks to get to, and the other one in the other direction, about 3 or 4 blocks away, was a Korean market. So I kind of just like each week I would just pick one of those markets, and my diet consisted of things from those two different grocery stores. I knew it was time to move home when the Korean market shuttered its doors. Yep, and I missed out on getting my very favorite black bean jajang noodle brand, which is Paldo brand, and they don't carry it at the Korean market in my current city. So I really got to be pretty fond of and comfortable with Korean style candy treats, and I tried a bunch of ramens and other types of things there. So my diet was pretty experimental and varied, I guess, at that period compared to now. So I'm going to begin with, let me see, I am most excited about these because I love these pillowy type of bread treats. It's almost like phyllo dough, very thin, flaky layers, and then I've had a number of different kinds in this style, but I'm very excited about this apple one because baked apple goods are some of my favorite treats. And then we've got this little guy to contend with, and these are from a TV program, I think, or a popular anime or a manga or something. I don't really know. And there's nothing. It's Shokupanman, Pero Choco Fujiya bar. So I think I'm actually going to start with this one. Yeah, why not? Alright, so I'm going to start with this. First of all, packaging notes, as we always begin together with these packaging notes. I'm just going to say excellent. Okay. Ooh, I'm already immediately greeted with a rich chocolate liquor type of a smell, a very intense concentrated liquor chocolate aroma. It has cocoa mass, milk powder, cocoa butter. Yeah, this is giving me a very full and rounded note that's sitting about medium high and medium forward in my nostril palate. Smells pretty rich, smells pretty good. Now, this is the happiest piece of bread. Usually I get long loaves of bread in the French style and just tear off chunks of them unless I am having some type of a conventional sandwich. So, but I always prefer and default to long French bread. Sorry, I just like French bread, but I like sliced bread too. So. Yeah, and this is reminding me of the Happy World of Haribo. They might even have a one-up on the Happy World of Haribo. I've had a pretty wholesome lunch, so... But I was craving chocolate over the last few days, and I thought there's no chocolate anywhere. And I had forgotten that I had stashed these for this review, so... yeah, I guess it's time to bite into them. I'm delaying, aren't I? Okay. Yep. So we have a thin layer of more of a white chocolate. It's really creamy. It's leaning a bit towards the sugary side. And the main ingredient definitely is sugar. But it does have enough of a little bit of a cocoa mass and some genuine cocoa flavor in there to make it tasty. He looks even better with his ear gone, doesn't he? Or I wonder what that's called. There's got to be, you know how in the English language has all these words for things that we don't really ever use in common language. Like if you have maple syrup in your fridge or in your cupboard, they have that tiny little nub of glass, which is like a handle but doesn't really function as a handle. I forgot what the word is, but I thought it was interesting. There's a word for that. A non-functional kind of a stay-over handle that has lasted through the development of different glass fashions and glass bottling for products. Well, I'm very pleased with this. Even though the flavor is not bad. Actually, it's pretty good. Oh, ooh. So I wonder if there is a word. There might be one in Korean. I wonder if there's an English word for the little muffin top of bread as it's been baked, after it has been baked in a conventional bread pan. So, kind of a heavily sugared, mildly cocoa massed taste on this smiling little fellow, and I'm very happy with him. And how could you not be happy? Now for the good stuff. I'm going to cherish and savor these for the next few days. I think this was retail like maybe $4. I don't even know what the bread man costed. The bread man? The bread man. Okay, so the unveiling. Check it out. If I could do a good proper job. We have this ocean wave of a display, so it's kind of hard to see actually because I wrecked it as I was opening it, but it's got this swoopy kind of a smooth ocean appearance to the serrations. Oh, and packaging notes. A plump, crisp looking apple covered in some water drips. At least the leaf looks like it may have some residual water from the morning's dew. Delicious and fresh baked pie, it says. And in my excitement, I did just sort of tear it open. But really in English, that's all it says. Delicious and fresh baked pie. And I now am certain that I have had this before when I lived in Connecticut. So I'm really happy to be revisiting this. And the ingredient label, just a few key ingredients, very good. Wheat flour, margarine, corn syrup, sweetened condensed apple, white sugar, corn oil, apple powder, salt, citric acid, lecithin, and butter. So that's it. Although it does have some unnatural types of ingredients in there, it's a short ingredients list, and I do remember having a great fondness for these, and I would try to resist eating more than 2 of them. Often I couldn't resist. Okay. We're accustomed to these types of packages, aren't we? Delicious and fresh baked pie. Oh, and we have a Cupid here. There he is. Sending an arrow into my heart. Yeah, I remember these. Yes. This is very exciting. Although, if I would have just eaten a complete meal of my favorite Paldo brand Jajang black bean noodles, this would be even better. Actually, yesterday I was vigorously devouring a double serving of the champaghetti. It's a poor substitute. Champaghetti is not even half the amount of good tasting quality flavor of the Paldo brand. And in my local market, they refused to buy it. I told the clerk twice last fall to please get Paldo brand, and it never appeared on the shelves. And then there was a mail clerk a few days ago, and I said, I need Paldo noodles. So he directed me down the hall to a powdered base, and I immediately bought 2 of them. I didn't really want to review the product too much because I was at work at the same time. So I just bought 2 of them. I got them home, and they were also a powdered base. So this is completely wrong, and it wasn't even Paldo brand. So I'm going to have to resort to the online services. But oh, it's going to be a beautiful day. Alright, so here's what I remember, and this makes me so pleased. Look at these fork tines, artificially impaled by the factory. Looks like fork tines. Chop, 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 chop. And on the front, a smear of apple base, or apple concoction. And you can see that this does have some very nice looking flaky layers. First, a little sample of the flaky layers. Yeah, it's very crispy, very flaky, very bready, not overly sweet, and it just dissolves into a heavenly little taste. Extremely flavorful. In my memory. Let's see how it is presently. Yeah. I tried to display by blowing into the camera flaky layers, but my entire workstation here is completely covered in flakes. Everywhere. And now I'm going to have to clean behind the camera. Alright. It's got a pretty good combination of textures. The smoothness of the apple filling, it's quite sticky really, actually a piece of it is sticking to some of my inner tooth enamel, combined with that flakiness. Let me just have another evaluatory taste. Yeah, very flaky. Very flaky. If you sort of roll it into one ball and eat it together, this particular particular flavor, it's like you get kind of a sticky gumball. Texture's a little strange. What I was thinking of is the ice cream trucks that used to go around, and I would get the ice cream that had the picture of a famous cartoon personality, and then like the nose or the eyes would be chewing gum balls. And I think the most famous example is probably Ninja Turtles, which I think they had two gumball eyes, and then just, you know, the green base of the ice cream, and then like the mask. So what I would often do, and what I enjoyed the most about eating those treats, was getting the gumball in my mouth and chewing the gum while I ate the ice cream. And each bite of ice cream I would try to incorporate it into the gumball, so it was this sensational textural idea. And they're kind of working in that same way here a little bit, with vastly different textures which combine to create a real novel sort of a sensation. I definitely like flaky layers in biscuits, flaky types of pastries, including like the honey nut phyllo types of Middle Eastern treats. The name escapes me right now. But overall really good. I'm going to enjoy tasting of these again over the next few days. So overall high marks. I mean, this one is definitely colored by my memories, but great variety and range of exciting treats in your local Korean market. It's worth diving in a bit and rummaging through what they do have to offer. You'll find, if you do visit a Korean market, some products that might stretch the boundaries of what you you usually would consider foodstuffs that you would find on the marketplace shelf. So good high marks for the Korean treats that we've reviewed today.